You ever had one of those days where every little thing just gets under your skin? The comment someone made, the way they looked at you, the thing you didn't get, the thing you lost, the way life just keeps throwing curveballs and you can feel yourself about to break? Yeah, I've been there. But let me tell you something powerful. Your peace is worth protecting. Imagine what would happen if you mastered the ability to act as if nothing bothers you. Not in a fake way, not in a way that suppresses your emotions, but in a way that makes you untouchable, unshakable, unstoppable. Because here's the truth. The most powerful people in the world aren't the ones who react to every little thing. They're the ones who know how to control their emotions, their energy, and their focus. And today, that's exactly what we're going to learn. So if you're ready to take back your power, if you're ready to walk through life with the kind of confidence that turns heads and the kind of resilience that makes you unbreakable, then lean in, because this is for you. Let me hit you with some truth right now. If you only take one thing from this today, let it be this. Here's where everything changes. Pay attention, because this will shift your entire mindset. This is the key that most people miss. You ready for this? Let's go. Write this down. Remember it. Live by it. Your reaction is your responsibility. No one can make you feel anything without your permission. Stop giving away your power. Think about that for a second. How many times have you felt frustrated, angry, or even devastated because of something someone said or did? Maybe it was an offhand comment, a rude gesture, or a situation that didn't go your way. Maybe it was someone ignoring your efforts, not giving you the credit you deserved, or treating you in a way you didn't expect. And in that moment, it felt like they took something from you. Your happiness, your peace, your confidence. But here's the truth. Most people don't realize you gave it to them, because no one, absolutely no one, can make you feel anything without your consent. Your emotions, your responses, your state of mind, those belong to you. And the second you react out of frustration, out of anger, out of hurt, you're handing over control of your emotional world to someone else. You are giving them power over you. And that's a choice. You see, we grow up thinking our emotions are automatic, that they just happen to us. But they don't. Your emotions are triggered by your thoughts. Your thoughts come from your beliefs, and your beliefs, those are things you can challenge, change, and rewire. The reason some people seem unbothered, untouchable, and unshakable isn't because they don't feel emotions. It's because they've learned that their reaction is their responsibility. Let's break it down. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. Instantly, frustration surges through you. Maybe you honk your horn, yell at them through the windshield, and spend the next 10 minutes feeling annoyed. Why? Because in that moment, your brain created a story. That person is so rude. They have no respect. People are the worst. That story made you feel angry. But what if, instead, you told yourself a different story? Maybe I've made mistakes too. Suddenly, your reaction changes. The situation is the same, but your response, completely different. Now let's take it even deeper. What about when it's not just some random driver, but someone close to you, a friend, a partner, a family member? They say something that stings. Maybe they criticize you. Maybe they betray your trust. Maybe they make you feel small, and it hurts. It really, really hurts. But again, pause. That feeling isn't coming from their words. It's coming from what you're making their words mean. If someone says, "You'll never be successful," and that crushes you, it's because some part of you already fears that it might be true. But if you're solid in your belief that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are unstoppable, those words won't land. They won't touch you, because you'll know deep down they don't define you. That's why emotional resilience isn't about avoiding emotions. It's about mastering them. It's about taking back control of your inner world so that no matter what happens externally, you remain grounded, you remain steady, you remain in charge. Now let's get real. This doesn't mean you'll never feel emotions again. It doesn't mean you won't ever get triggered or upset. But it does mean you'll recognize when it's happening. You'll catch yourself. And instead of spiraling into anger, sadness, or frustration, you'll stop and ask, is this worth my peace? Is this worth my energy? Is this something I want to carry with me for the rest of the day? Most people don't ask those questions. They let their emotions dictate their actions. They lash out. They withdraw. They let one negative moment ruin their whole day. But when you understand that your reaction is your responsibility, everything changes. Think about the most powerful, respected people you know. They don't react impulsively. They don't let small things throw them off. They stay calm under pressure. They don't let other people control their mood. That's what real strength looks like. Not yelling, not arguing, not proving a point, but staying in control of yourself, no matter what. Let's talk about the people in your life who push your buttons. You know exactly who they are. The ones who know just the right thing to say to get under your skin. The ones who test your patience. The ones who seem to enjoy seeing you react. What if you stopped giving them that satisfaction? What if instead of reacting, you responded with calm? What if you refused to engage in their drama? Because here's something wild. When you stop reacting, people lose their power over you. The person who used to manipulate you with guilt, they'll stop when they see it doesn't work anymore. The person who used to provoke you just to watch you explode, they'll get bored when you don't take the bait. The person who used to bring negativity into your life, they'll disappear when they realize you won't participate. This is what it means to act as if nothing bothers you. It's not about pretending. It's about truly understanding that you don't have to let anything bother you. It's about knowing that you are in control, that your mind belongs to you, that your emotions belong to you. And listen, this isn't just about dealing with negativity. This is about your success, your growth, your future. Because when you stop letting small things derail you, you free up your energy for the things that actually matter. You stop wasting time being upset over things you can't control. You stop letting distractions pull you away from your goals. You stay focused. You stay driven. You stay in your power. Imagine waking up every day with a mindset so strong that nothing could shake you. Imagine walking into any situation, any conversation, any challenge, and knowing that no matter what happens, you are in control of yourself. That's freedom. That's power. That's power. And that's what happens when you decide once and for all to stop giving away your emotional energy to things that don't deserve it. So the next time something happens that triggers you, take a breath. Pause. Ask yourself, do I really want to give this my energy? And if the answer is no, let it go. Move on. Stay in control because your reaction is your responsibility. And when you master that, you master everything. Silence is stronger than any argument. The loudest person in the room isn't the most powerful. The calmest one is. Think about the last time you got into an argument. The emotions ran high. Maybe your heart was pounding, your voice was raised, and your mind was racing to come up with the perfect. Did it elevate you, or did it just drain your energy? Most people believe that the way to establish dominance, to command respect, or to prove a point is to speak louder, push harder, argue more. But the reality, true power comes from silence, from restraint, from knowing when to walk away instead of engaging in a battle that serves no purpose. Imagine two people arguing. One is getting louder, their face turning red, their hands flailing. The other, they are calm, unmoved. They listen, maybe they nod, but they don't react emotionally. Which one has the real power? The one screaming to be heard, or the one who doesn't even need to raise their voice to make an impact? When you understand the power of silence, you stop wasting energy on things that don't matter. You realize that not every comment deserves a response. Not every challenge needs to be met with resistance. Not every battle is worth fighting. Silence speaks volumes, far more than words ever could. Think about how many times in your life you've been drawn into arguments that led nowhere. Maybe it was with a partner, a coworker, a family member, or even a stranger. The moment you engaged, you were pulled into a negative cycle. Words were exchanged, emotions flared, and at the end of it, nothing changed. If anything, you just walked away feeling drained, frustrated, and further from peace than when it started. But when you choose silence, you choose peace. You choose wisdom. You choose to rise above the noise instead of getting lost in it. Silence doesn't mean weakness. It doesn't mean surrender. It means you are so secure in yourself that you don't need validation from an argument. You don't need to convince anyone. You don't need to prove your worth with words. Silence makes people uncomfortable because it forces them to deal with their own thoughts, their own emotions, their own actions. When you refuse to engage in negativity, the person trying to provoke you is left to face themselves. They have nothing to feed off, no fuel for their fire, and that's when they lose their grip. Look at the most powerful leaders, the most respected individuals, the ones who truly command attention. They don't scream to be heard. They don't argue endlessly to prove their point. They speak when it matters, and when it doesn't, they let their silence do the talking. Silence isn't just about withholding words. It's about emotional control. It's about knowing when to hold back, when to pause, when to let things go. It's about mastering the ability to not react just because someone expects you to. Think about the people in your life who love to provoke you. The ones who know exactly what to say to get under your skin. The ones who thrive on drama. What happens when you stop reacting? When you don't take the bait, they lose their power, they can't manipulate you, they can't control your emotions, and eventually they stop trying. There's strength in choosing silence in moments where you would have once reacted. When someone insults you, and instead of biting back, you simply smile. When someone tries to start a fight, and instead of engaging, you walk away. When someone questions your worth, and instead of proving yourself with words, you let your actions do the talking. It's not always easy. The ego wants to defend itself. The mind wants to be right. The heart wants to be understood. But real power isn't in forcing others to see things your way. It's in knowing that their perception of you doesn't define you. When you master silence, you master yourself. You stop reacting impulsively. You stop letting others dictate your mood. You stop wasting time and energy on things that don't serve you. You become untouchable. And the best part? Silence doesn't just disarm others, it empowers you. It gives you space to think, to process, to respond with wisdom instead of emotion. It allows you to choose your battles wisely, to engage only when it serves a purpose, to speak only when it truly matters. Imagine walking into every situation with that kind of confidence. Imagine never feeling the need to prove yourself because you already know your worth. Imagine the freedom of not being controlled by the words and actions of others. That's what silence gives you. So the next time you feel the urge to argue, to defend, to prove something, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Is this worth my peace? If the answer is no, stay silent. Stay powerful. Stay in control, because silence is always stronger than words. Detach from the need for approval. What other people think of you is none of your business. Stop chasing validation. From the moment we are born, we are conditioned to seek approval. As children, we learn that certain behaviors get us praise, love, and attention, while others get us ignored, corrected, or even punished. We grow up shaping ourselves based on the reactions of those around us. Parents, teachers, friends, society. And before we know it, our sense of self-worth becomes entangled with what other people think of us. We crave validation like it's oxygen. We measure our success by applause. We shape our identity based on the approval of others. But here's the hard truth. The more you rely on external validation, the less control you have over your own life. If your happiness depends on other people's opinions, you are at their mercy. If your confidence is tied to whether people like you, you will always be chasing approval, always adjusting yourself, always walking on eggshells to fit into someone else's expectations. That is not freedom. That is not power. That is a prison. It is impossible to please everyone. No matter what you do, someone will always have something to say. If you succeed, people will question how you got there. If you fail, they will judge you. If you take risks, they will doubt you. If you play it safe, they will call you boring. There is no escape from opinions. So why waste your life trying to manage them? The people who are the most respected, the most confident, the most unshakable are not the ones who have the approval of everyone. They are the ones who have detached from the need for approval altogether. They understand that their worth is not up for debate. They live by their own values, not by what will get them the most likes, the most applause, or the most acceptance. Think about the people you admire, the ones who inspire you, the ones who seem fearless. Are they constantly seeking validation? No. They are too busy living, creating, and pursuing their own path to worry about who approves of them. They move with confidence, not because everyone supports them, but because they support themselves. Detaching from the need for approval does not mean you stop caring about people. It does not mean you become arrogant or dismissive. It means you stop allowing external opinions to dictate your self-worth. It means you stop making choices based on what will make others happy and start making choices based on what will make you fulfilled. Approval is addictive. Every time you get it, it feels good. You feel seen. You feel validated. But like any addiction, the high doesn't last. You need more and more. And suddenly, You're no longer living for yourself. You're performing for an audience. You're filtering your thoughts, your actions, your dreams through the lens of what will be accepted. And with every small compromise, you lose a little bit of yourself. The most dangerous thing about chasing approval is that it makes you dependent. It teaches you to look outward instead of inward, to seek answers from others instead of trusting yourself. Let other people tell you who you are instead of deciding for yourself. And when you live that way, you never truly know yourself. Imagine how much freedom you would have if you stopped worrying about what others thought of you. Imagine how much energy you would reclaim if you stopped seeking approval. Imagine how unstoppable you would be if you made decisions based on what was right for you, rather than what would make you look good. Every time you hesitate because you're afraid of what people will think, you are handing over your power. Every time you hold back your opinions, your dreams, your true self because you don't want to be judged, you are making yourself small. And for what? For the fleeting approval of people who may not even be in your life 5 years from now? The need for approval is one of the biggest killers of dreams. People don't chase their goals, not because they lack talent or drive, but because they are afraid of criticism. They are afraid of looking foolish. They're afraid of stepping outside the box and being different. So they stay where it's safe. They choose the comfortable path. They follow the crowd. But greatness is never found in approval. It is found in courage, in risk, in choosing your own path even when others don't understand it. The moment you stop chasing validation is the moment you start living authentically. It is the moment you take your power back. And yes, people will talk. They will have opinions. But let them. Their opinions do not pay your bills. Their opinions do not define you. Their opinions do not change your worth. The only approval you need is your own. The only validation that matters is the one you give yourself. The only voice that should dictate your path is the one inside you, the one that knows what you truly want, what you are capable of, and what you deserve. You do not exist to impress people. You exist to be yourself, to create, to grow, to experience life on your own terms. And the sooner you detach from the need for approval, the sooner you step into real confidence, real power, and real freedom. Emotional control is the ultimate form of power. When you master your emotions, you master your life. Every day, you are faced with situations that test your patience, your confidence, your resilience. Some are small. Someone cuts you off in traffic. A coworker takes credit for your work. A stranger says something rude. Others are bigger: betrayal, failure, loss, disappointment. And in every one of these moments, you have a choice. You can react or you can respond. You can let your emotions control you, or you can control them. Most people go through life as slaves to their emotions. They let anger drive their decisions. They let fear hold them back. They let sadness keep them stuck. They let frustration ruin them a day. They let external events dictate their internal state. And because of this, they are constantly at the mercy of whatever happens around them. If things go their way, they feel good. If things don't, they feel bad. Their happiness, their peace, their energy, it all depends on forces outside of their control. That is weakness. Power. That is weakness. True power is the ability to stay calm when the world is chaotic. True power is being able to face adversity without losing yourself. True power is knowing that no matter what happens, no matter what anyone says or does, you are in control of you. Imagine this. Someone insults you. They try to get under your skin. They expect you to react, to defend yourself, to fire back. But instead, you stay calm. You smile. You walk away. Who has the power in that moment?
You do. Because you didn't give them what they wanted. You didn't let them control you. Didn't hand over your energy. Hand over your energy. Now imagine the opposite.
Someone says something and you explode. You get defensive. You argue. You let anger take over. Who has the power in that situation? They do, because they got to you. They pulled you into their negativity. They dictated your emotional state. The ability to control your emotions is what separates the strong from the weak, the successful from the struggling, the people who thrive from the people who barely survive. And the truth is, no one is born with emotional control. It is a skill, a muscle, something you build, strengthen, and refine over time. Think about the last time you let your emotions take over. Maybe you snapped at someone. Maybe you made a decision out of frustration. Maybe you let fear stop you from doing something you really wanted. Now ask yourself, did that reaction serve you? Did it help? Did it bring you closer to what you wanted? Or did it just create more problems, more stress, more regrets? Most emotional reactions are just habits. You get angry because you've always gotten angry. You shut down because you've always shut down. You get defensive because that's what you've always done. But just because it's a habit doesn't mean it's unchangeable. You can break the pattern. You can rewire your responses. You can train yourself to stay in control. The first step is awareness. Pay attention to your triggers. What sets you off? What makes you react? What kind of situations cause you to lose control? Identify them. Understand them, because once you see the pattern, you can start to change it. The second step is pausing. The moment you feel the surge of emotion, stop, breathe. Give yourself space before you respond. Most emotional reactions happen in a split second. But if you pause, even for just a few seconds, you create distance between the emotion and the action. You give yourself the chance to choose how you want to respond instead of just reacting on autopilot. The third step is reframing. Instead of seeing everything as a personal attack, start seeing it as a test, a challenge, an opportunity to prove your strength. If someone is rude to you, instead of getting angry, think, this is a test of my patience. If something doesn't go your way, instead of feeling frustrated, think, this is a test of my resilience. If someone tries to manipulate you, instead of feeling hurt, think, this is a test of my awareness. When you start seeing obstacles as opportunities, everything changes. The fourth step is emotional discipline. Just like physical strength comes from consistent training, emotional strength comes from consistent practice. Every time you choose to stay calm, instead of reacting, you get stronger. Every time you choose peace over conflict, you gain power. Every time you refuse to let external events shake you, you build unshakable confidence. The world is full of people who will test you. People who will try to provoke you. People who will bring negativity into your space. But they can only affect you if you let them. They can only steal your energy if you hand it over. Think about the most powerful leaders, the most respected individuals. Do they let their emotions control them? No. They stay composed. They stay focused. They don't let small things shake them. Because they know that emotional control is the foundation of strength. You have the ability to stay calm no matter what happens. You have the power to choose how you react. You are not a puppet being controlled by emotions. You are the master of your mind. And the moment you take control of your emotions, you take control of your life. So the next time you feel yourself reacting, stop, breathe, remind yourself, I control how I feel. I control how I respond. I control my energy. And nothing, absolutely nothing, has power over me unless I give it permission. Not everything deserves your attention. Protect your energy. Every day you wake up with a limited amount of energy. Think of it like a battery. From the moment you open your eyes, everything you do, everything you focus on, everything you react to is either draining that battery or preserving it. And most people, they waste their energy on things that don't matter. They get caught up in drama. They stress over things they can't control. They argue over opinions. They let little annoyances ruin their mood. By noon, they're drained. By evening, they have nothing left for themselves. Your energy is your most valuable resource. More valuable than money, more valuable than time. Because when your energy is low, everything suffers. Your focus, your mood, your health, your relationships, your ability to chase your goals. And yet, most people don't guard their energy. Okay? They give it away freely. They let distractions steal it. They let negativity drain it. They allow things that have no real impact on their lives to consume their thoughts and emotions. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every problem is yours to solve. Not every argument needs your voice. Not every criticism needs a response. The more you engage with things that don't serve you, the more exhausted you become. Mm-hmm. And the more exhausted you are, the easier it is for negativity to control you. Mm-hmm. Imagine waking up and treating your energy like money in a bank account. Every interaction, every thought, every reaction is a transaction. Some things will be deposits. They will fuel you, lift you, strengthen you. But most things, they're withdrawals. They take from you. They leave you drained. So the question is, where is your energy going? Who or what is taking the most from you? And is it worth it? People waste energy on the past, reliving mistakes, holding on to resentment, replaying conversations that can't be changed. But no matter how much energy you spend on the past, you can't rewrite it. All you're doing is keeping yourself stuck in something that no longer exists. Let it go. People waste energy on the opinions of others, wondering what people think, worrying about being judged, seeking approval. But no matter how much energy you spend on trying to control how others see you, you never truly can. People will think what they want, say what they want, judge how they want. And the more you try to please them, the more power you give away. Focus on yourself. People waste energy on things outside of their control. Traffic, weather, other people's actions, things that happen in the world. But no amount of stress, frustration, or complaining will change these things. All it does is drain you. The only thing you can control is yourself, your attitude, your response, your focus. Keep your energy there. People waste energy on negativity, arguing with people who will never change, engaging in drama, feeding into gossip, allowing toxic people to take up space in their mind. But negativity is a black hole. It takes and takes, and no matter how much energy you give it, it's never satisfied. Walk away. Protecting your energy means learning the power of indifference. It means choosing what gets your attention and what doesn't. It means knowing that not every battle is worth fighting, that sometimes the best response is no response, that peace is worth more than proving a point. It's not easy at first. The world conditions you to react to everything, to get offended, to defend yourself, to fight back, to absorb negativity. But once you start conserving your energy, you begin to realize how much power you truly have. You don't have to react to everything. You don't have to engage in things that don't serve you. You don't have to allow outside forces to dictate your mood, your focus, your state of mind. Imagine living in a way where your energy is yours and yours alone, where your mood isn't dictated by external factors, where you are unshakable because you choose what affects you and what doesn't. That's real strength. That's real freedom. So the next time something tries to steal your energy, a pointless argument, a negative comment, a stressful situation, ask yourself, does this deserve my attention? Does this deserve my energy? If the answer is no, let it go. Walk away. Protect what's yours, because the most powerful people in the world are not the ones who fight every battle. They are the ones who know which battles are even worth their time. Silence is power. Not everything requires a reaction. There is an incredible strength in restraint. The ability to hold back when the world expects you to lash out. The discipline to keep your words to yourself when everyone is waiting for you to respond. The wisdom to understand that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. Most people react to everything. They feel the need to comment, to argue, to explain, to justify, to defend. They mistake noise for power. They believe that speaking up in every situation proves strength. But true power is not in constant reaction, it is in controlled response. It is in choosing when to speak and when to remain silent. Silence unsettles people. It makes them uncomfortable. It forces them to sit with their own thoughts, their own insecurities, their own emotions. When you don't react, when you don't engage, when you don't feed into negativity, you disrupt the cycle. You take control. Because silence is not weakness, it is dominance. Think about the last time someone tried to provoke you. Maybe they insulted you. Maybe they tried to get under you, to get under your skin. Maybe they spread lies about you. And what did they want? A reaction. They wanted to see you flinch. They wanted to control your emotions. Because the moment you react, they win. They know they've gotten to you. They know they have power over you. But when you respond with silence, you take that power away. You send a message without saying a word. I am unbothered. I am untouchable. You do not control me. People who are easily provoked are easily manipulated. When you are reactive, you are predictable. When you are predictable, you are controllable. But when you master the art of silence, you become unreadable, unshakable, a force that cannot be easily moved. Not everything requires a response. Not every insult deserves an answer. Not every piece of criticism needs a defense. Not every situation calls for an explanation. Sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is to let people talk. Let them assume, let them believe whatever they want. While you stay focused, stay composed, stay in control. When you argue with fools, you become part of their game. When you defend yourself against lies, you give them credibility. When you explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you, you waste energy. Some things are beneath you. Some conversations are not worth having. Some battles are not worth fighting. The more you engage, the more you lose. The more you react, the more power you give away. Powerful people are not the loudest in the room. They are not the ones constantly defending themselves, proving themselves, explaining themselves. They are the ones who know when to speak and when to stay silent. They are the ones who choose their words carefully, who understand that silence speaks louder than any argument. When you learn to use silence as a tool, you stop being controlled by external forces. You stop allowing the opinions of others to dictate your peace. You stop feeling the need to respond to everything that challenges you. And instead, you conserve your energy, protect your focus, and move with strength. Silence is not passive. It is not weakness. It is not weakness. It is strategic. It is intentional. It is the ultimate display of power and self-control. When you stop reacting to everything, you start owning yourself. You become untouchable. You become unshakable. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can take that power away from you. Detachment is freedom. When you stop attaching your emotions to everything around you, you take your power back. Most people live in a constant state of attachment. They attach their happiness to other people, their confidence to opinions, their self-worth to achievements, their peace to external circumstances. And because of this, they are never truly free. They are always at the mercy of something outside themselves. If things go their way, they feel good. If they don't, they fall apart. Their emotions rise and fall based on things they cannot control. But real strength, real freedom comes from detachment, the ability to care without being controlled, to be involved without being consumed, to engage with the world without letting it dictate your inner state. When you learn to detach, nothing can hold you hostage. No person, no situation, no failure, no rejection. You become unshakable because your sense of self is no longer dependent on things that are temporary, unpredictable, or outside of your control. Detachment does not mean apathy. It does not mean you stop caring, stop loving, stop putting in effort. It means you stop clinging. You stop needing things to be a certain way in order to feel at peace. You stop giving your power away to things that have nothing to do with your true worth. You stop letting the actions, words, and opinions of others define you. Imagine walking into a room full of people and not feeling the need to prove anything, not needing approval, not being affected by judgment, just existing as you are, completely at ease, completely secure, completely whole within yourself. That is detachment. Imagine setting a goal and working toward it with everything you have, but knowing that no matter what happens, whether you succeed or fail, your value remains the same, that your peace is not tied to the outcome.
That no external result has the power to determine how you feel about yourself.
That is detachment. Imagine someone criticizing you, attacking you, trying to bring you down. And instead of reacting, instead of feeling hurt, instead of letting it shake you, you simply observe. You see their words for what they are, their own insecurities, their own issues, their own projections. And you walk away unaffected. That is detachment. When you are attached, you suffer. You suffer because you rely on things you cannot control. You suffer because you expect the world to validate you. You suffer because you take everything personally, because you believe everything is about you, because you hold on too tightly to things that were never meant to stay. When you're detached, you are free. Free from emotional dependence. Free from unnecessary suffering. Free from the constant ups and downs that come with living for validation, approval, and external success. You no longer waste energy on things that don't serve you. You no longer feel anxious about things you can't change. You no longer fear loss because you understand that nothing is truly yours to begin with. Most people fear detachment because they think it means losing passion, losing love, losing drive. But the truth is, detachment makes you stronger. It makes you more powerful. Because when you are no longer controlled by your emotions, you become unstoppable. You take action because you want to, not because you need to. You love without fear, because your happiness is not dependent on anyone else. You pursue goals with full intensity, but without desperation, because your worth is not tied to success. Detachment allows you to move through life with peace. It allows you to be in the world, but not of it. To experience everything fully, but without clinging. To engage with life, but without being owned by it. And once you learn to detach, once you stop letting external things define you, you become something truly rare. A person who is in control of themselves, a person who is free, a person who is untouchable. At the end of the day, life will keep throwing challenges at you. People will test you. Situations will push you. There will be moments of frustration, moments of pain, moments where everything in you wants to react, wants to fight, wants to prove a point. But the true measure of strength is not in how loudly you respond. It is in how well you control yourself. The ability to act as if nothing bothers you is not about suppressing emotions, nor is it about pretending you don't care. It is about mastering the art of control. It is about choosing where your energy goes, what deserves your focus, and what you allow to affect you. This is not something you wake up one day and suddenly master. It is something you train. It is something you refine. It is something you practice, moment by moment, choice by choice, day by day. And the more you train yourself to stay calm, to remain composed, to let things roll off your shoulders, the stronger you become. It is in the small moments, the second you decide to take a deep breath instead of reacting, the second you choose silence instead of an argument, the second you walk away from something that does not serve you, that you are shaping yourself into someone who is unshakable. Because here's the truth. Not everything in life deserves a response. Not everything deserves your energy. There will always be negativity in the world. There will always be opinions, criticism, unfairness, injustice, but you do not have to let it define you. You do not have to absorb it. You do not have to let it dictate your emotions, your actions, or your peace of mind. The strongest people in the world are not the ones who react to everything. They are the ones who know when to walk away. They are the ones who can stand in the middle of chaos and remain calm. They are the ones who do not allow themselves to be controlled by external forces. You have a choice every single day. You can live as a slave to your emotions, constantly reacting, constantly stressed, constantly giving your power away. Or you can take control. You can decide right now that nothing has power over you unless you give it permission. That no person, no situation, no setback can shake you unless you allow it to. You can decide that from this moment forward, you will no longer waste your energy on things that do not serve you. This does not mean you stop feeling. It does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop allowing emotions to control you. It means you learn to separate your feelings from your actions. It means you learn to observe instead of react. It means you learn to walk away from the things that drain you and put your focus where it truly matters. It means you learn the difference between what is worth your time and what is simply a distraction. And when you master this, everything changes. You stop getting caught up in petty conflicts. You stop worrying about what people think. You stop wasting time trying to explain yourself to those who are committed to misunderstanding you. You stop feeling the need to prove anything to anyone. You simply live focused, disciplined, unshaken. You move through life with a confidence that is quiet but undeniable, a presence that is felt but never forced, a peace that is unbreakable because it is rooted within you, not in anything outside of you. Imagine how much lighter you will feel when you no longer carry unnecessary burdens, when you no longer replay conversations in your mind, when you no longer let the words or actions of others dictate your mood. Imagine the power in knowing that no matter what happens, you remain in control, that no person, no situation, no challenge has the ability to break you, that no matter what life throws your way, you will handle it with strength, with grace, with absolute certainty in yourself. This is the power of detachment. This is the power of emotional control. This is the power of acting as if nothing bothers you, and it is not just an act. It is a way of living. A way of thinking, a way of being. Commitment to yourself that says, I refuse to let anything outside of me dictate my peace. And once you make that commitment, once you train yourself to live this way, once you fully step into this power, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that can shake you. You become the kind of person who moves through life untouchable, unbothered, unstoppable, and that, more than anything, is the ultimate form of freedom. Live for yourself, approve of yourself, and watch how unstoppable you become.